Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15. Now I just want to make an apology at the start of this video for not doing a lot of vlogs recently. That's because I've been at Milton Keynes doing my university work placement without the races, and I've been extremely busy and I haven't had a lot of time on my hands to do a lot of vlogs. So that's first things first. Also as well, tomorrow I'm going to be giving you my predictions for the Kingwell card at Wincanton Racecourse. Now this is something, if you're familiar with my videos, I often do when they're racing at Wincanton. That's because I do the social media there on race days and I'm helping them out a little bit working there tomorrow. So I'm going to be going through all the races there tomorrow and hopefully we can have a few winners from our selections. Also as well, I've been doing a little bit of vlogging for the punters page where I've been doing daily horse racing tips most days a week, just giving 1, 2 or 3 horses that maybe you want to follow or have a bet on during the day that I think are interesting and worth a punt. So if you're not aware of them, check them out at thepunterspage.com on YouTube and Twitter. That's the place to go if you want to find some of my content there. So I'm going to be getting stuck into tomorrow's horse racing action with our first selection at Wincanton, and we're going in the 140 tomorrow with quite an open looking race tomorrow, and I think this horse is definitely good at each way bet. At least there's 16 runners tomorrow, so when that happens, when there's 16 or more runners, bookmakers will normally pay out 4 places, and the horse I'm going for tomorrow I think's got quite a good chance to at least make the frame, and you should definitely at least get your money back and a bit if it finishes in the first 4, which I think it should do. And that's a horse called July Les Buxy, if I pronounced that right. I'm not very good with my French pronunciation, but it's currently 6-1 with bookmakers at the moment. It's trained by Nick Mitchell, who's a good trainer. Also as well, Wayne Hutchinson takes a ride tomorrow, very good top jockey. Rides for a lot of good stables like Alan King and that, so that's definitely a positive jockey booking. Now this horse is quite lightly raced, but 2 starts ago after a long layoff it won at Plumpton, and then it ran recently again a few weeks ago at Plumpton, where it was a little bit laboured that day, finishing in 4th place, but the form of that race has worked out really well. Sandhurst Lad, who finished 2nd in that race, has subsequently finished 2nd again, so that looks good there. And also a horse that our selection beat, Tambora, recently won on Valentine's Day at Toaster, so the form of that race isn't looking too bad, even though it did finish 4th that day. And I thought a 6-1, where it was favourite in that last race at Plumpton, could definitely make the frame tomorrow in this weak looking race where a lot of horses struggling to get their head in front or not really running good races at the moment. And I thought this horse had shown some consistency so far, and if it's running like it has been, it should definitely make the frame, and I'm going to go for that horse as our first selection in the first race at Wincanton tomorrow. The second race is in the 2:15, and we're tipping up a horse here called War Sound, trained by Phil Hobbs. Champion jockey Dickie Johnson takes the ride tomorrow. Now this horse has been running in a lot better races than this race tomorrow. Finished 4th last time at Cheltenham in quite a competitive race. There was quite a few good horses in that, and I definitely think the drop back and trip tomorrow from 2 miles 5 furlongs to 2 miles should definitely suit this horse, and I could see it making the frame at least. And it's currently priced at 3-1 with bookmakers at the moment, and I reckon that one might go off favourite tomorrow. It's going to be in receipt of a little bit of weight from likes of Venetia Williams' horse, Sipad, so I thought I had quite a good chance of running a good race tomorrow, and that's going to be our second selection. Our third selection is in the big famous race of the day in the Kingwell hurdle. Quite a good renewal this year. Few top yards represented with the likes of Nicky Henderson. You've also got the likes of Dan Skelton with a runner as well, Nichols, those big guns taking their horses here tomorrow. And I'm going with a horse here, which is the market favourite at the moment, but I think it's a worthy favourite. It's called Ch Tibello, and it's trained by Dan Skelton, whose yard haven't been in great form the last few weeks compared to their earlier seasonal form, but he's no mug and he's a very good trainer. Harry Skelton, his brother, takes the ride tomorrow. Kind of similar story really, because Harry normally rides all his brother's horses and they kind of go hand in hand. But Ch Tibello has been running really well in graded company. Was unlucky last time out not to just beat the new one at Haydock, but the new one put in a very good gritty performance that day to reel it back in. Before that, it finished 4th in a very competitive graded race at Cheltenham behind My Tent or Yours, where there was not much that separated the field that day, so it's been running really well. It came second in this race last year behind Yanworth, and I thought Ch Tibello, around about 6-4 at the moment, had a very good chance of going one better this year. So that's going to be the selection there. Our next selection is in the 320 and quite a weak looking race, and I'm going for a horse here called Dance Floor King. It's trained by Nick Mitchell again. Nick Schofield takes a ride. He's got quite a good record, Nick Schofield, when it comes to riding at Wincanton. Now this horse is currently priced up at 5-1 with bookmakers at the moment, and I thought it had a good chance of getting its head in front tomorrow. It's won over the course before, and a few starts ago ran a good race behind Play the Ace at Wincanton, so it's not a bad horse, but it's just been a bit inconsistent of late, and I think the drop down in grade tomorrow should definitely suit it. It's quite a weak looking race, and I thought maybe tomorrow it could resume back to winning ways. So that's going to be the selection in the 320. We then go to the 355 with a horse called Fortunate George, trained by Emma Lavelle, whose stable have been in very good form of late. We actually tipped up an Emma Lavelle horse last week on the punters page with Wallstone 1. Patrick Cowley takes the ride tomorrow, her conditional jockey, who's been riding really well. 2 wins out of his last 7 rides. He had a good performance on a horse of Emma Lavelle's today at Sandown called Ballybor, so he rides well at the moment, and that £7 claim is going to come in really handy tomorrow, meaning it will receive a little bit of weight from some of its rivals. I thought if it could get its jumping together, which has let it down in its 2 last starts, which were very good Class 2 handicaps at Ascot, the easing grade should help it tomorrow if it could put its jumping to good use. So Fortunate George to me at an each way bet, 7-1 in the 355, I thought was a good thing. We then go to the second last race in the 430 with a horse called Silverhow, currently 9-4 bookmakers at the moment, trained by local trainer just down the road, Colin Tizard, and his handyman at Wincanton, Harry Cobden, who rides lots and lots of winners at Wincanton. I think he's been the top jockey over the last few seasons. Goes for it tomorrow, and I really thought Silverhow had a very good chance of running well. It's currently priced at 9-4 bookmakers at the moment, and it put in a promising run at Hereford last time out, where it finished second behind a horse of Kerry Lee's called Town Parks. That was a good performance that day, as Town Parks was coming off the back of a win at Uttoxeter, and it gave it a good fight against that horse that day. So I thought Silverhow tomorrow had a very good chance of getting a winning combination for the local duo. We then go to the last race. Now this isn't going to be an original selection, but Harry Cobden again takes the ride for another local trainer, and that's the king normally of Wincanton, and that's Paul Nicholls. Has so many winners here, and if Colin Tizard and Paul Nicholls don't have at least one winner at Wincanton, something is normally seriously wrong. Now the horse he's bringing here tomorrow is called Sal. It's not very original, it's a 1-4 odds on favourite, but this is such a weak race and a very good opportunity for this horse to win on its British Rules debut, because it's the half brother to Frodon. It's an interesting recruit as well from the French Cécine, so I thought tomorrow this was probably the most likely winner, and it was a very good chance for Sal to start its career under Paul Nicholls with winning ways. So that's going to be the selections at Wincanton tomorrow. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also as well, like the video as well. You can also follow me on Facebook and on Twitter under the same name, Lucky Loaders 15. Also as well, like I said, please bear with me. I will try and do some videos when I can, but like I said, for a while, until I finish my work placement and I get a little bit more free time, my videos on this channel are going to be really inconsistent. So if you want to see more horse racing tips from me on a daily basis, the punters page is the place to go. That's all I've got to say. Please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners at Wincanton tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.